everybody, it's Karen. I hope you're all staying healthy, keeping your sanity in these crazy days. You'll probably think I lost my sanity by my topic today, and that is why being diagnosed with diabetes was a really good thing for me. I told you it was crazy, right? Anyways, being diagnosed with diabetes made me take a good hard look at a couple things. Number one being my diet. So when I was in my early 20s, my family was being diagnosed with diabetes. My grandpa was, I believe, already on insulin. My mom was already diagnosed, or just diagnosed. So I was keeping an eye on things. And at that point in time, there was a potential genetic component to it. So that even piqued my interest more. And back then, we're talking 30 years ago. I didn't know too much about diet. We had the glycemic index at that time, and that was not super helpful, but that was about the best it got. But as time went on, I actually started having symptoms when I was in my mid-30s, symptoms of diabetes with energy loss, putting on weight, even though I was competing in racquetball at the time. So there were some really hardcore symptoms that I was dealing with, and I knew that it was my blood sugar, but my A1C kept coming up. I was in the mid-5s, I was fine, but it was my fasting that gave it away, that my fasting glucose kept coming up high. And at that time, I didn't have a glucose monitor, so I was just getting the numbers from the doctor every couple times a year or whatever. Once I got the diagnosis, I was able to turn things around. I got a monitor. I started recording how my blood sugar reacted to food I ate. I kept a journal of all that. And so I could start seeing progress. As a matter of fact, my A1C when I was diagnosed was either 6.7 or 6.9. I can't remember which one it was. It's been under under 6 for at least 10 years now. So without any medication, never took a med in my life. So with finding out, it helped me figure out, okay, I got to make a move here. Now, as far as the genetics go, I don't think there's a tie. I don't think there's correlation. I think it's perhaps a food sensitivity. My family on my mom's side's Italian, and that's primarily the way we ate growing up. And if I look at the similarities between my grandpa and I would say it was food. I actually ate a healthier diet than he did, but he was a lot thinner than me. I exercised, he didn't. So the only thing that was common with us was food. And I look back at it and I think, okay, the pasta, all the meats, the lasagna, there were a lot of things on the table and the bread, oh my God, the bread. A lot of things on the table that I think our family can't handle, and it can't handle it in the form of it comes out as diabetic. So I had knocked out that stuff quite a while before I was diagnosed, or some of it anyways. And so that was, when you change your diet to reverse diabetes, you're helping yourself out a whole lot. Because you're not only reversing diabetes, but all the diseases that it brings, or illnesses that it brings, heart disease, cancers, stroke, kidney failure, liver disease, all that stuff. You swipe it off the table as your numbers come down and you get healthy. You're also, setting yourself up for a healthy life. Maybe you won't get those autoimmune diseases. Stuff like that. So you just cleaning up your diet for one thing can help out a whole lot of things. That's what I'm trying to say. And the thing about diabetes is it's reversible. That's type 2 is reversible. And isn't that awesome? I mean, it's not a sentence of life on medication and life going to doctors and sticking your finger 4 times a day and giving yourself insulin shots. It's not that at all. But you know what it depends on? It depends on your outlook. That's what it depends on, 100%. Are you a person when you're confronted with, a tough situation, with a challenge, are you going to stand up to that challenge? Or are you going to dig a hole and go crawl in it? So I'm actually going to do a talk at a later date about this book that I highly recommend. And it's right here, and it's called Mindset. And what it talks about is a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. A growth mindset is that person that takes a challenge and runs with it, will accept that challenge. A fixed mindset is the person that will want to go crawl in a hole. Now, the good news is that a fixed mindset can switch over to a growth mindset. And she gives you some exercises in that book on how to do that. A lot of it's awareness. Most people they're not aware of their maybe pessimism or maybe not the nicest outlook on life, or their view on challenges. Some people and change. Oh my gosh, that's a big one. I know people who just hate change. Well, they're a fixed mindset to the nth degree, but it can all be turned around. And that's awesome, because that gives us power to do something about it. So if you find yourself on the diabetes train and you're wanting to reverse it, I'm accepting one-on-one clients. You can go onto my website, which is listed right here on the screen, and go to my contact page and fill out the form, and then I'll schedule you for a free 30-minute reverse diabetes strategy call. In that session, we'll talk about where you are now, where you want to be, and how we're going to get you there. Thank you for listening, and you guys have a good day.